In 2022, a team of scientists from South Carolina did a meta-analysis on the diets of coyotes. So a meta-analysis is a type of scientific study. Rather than going out and collecting new research data, a meta-analysis simply uses the data from a whole bunch of other research studies that have been done. So in this case, the scientists compiled the data from 93 studies of coyote diets that have been done all over North America. They reanalyzed that data set and looked for trends. The meta-analysis showed that coyote diets are very complex. Their diets are made up of rodents, fruits and plants, rabbits and hares, ungulates, insects, birds, livestock, human food, human wastes, other carnivores, reptiles, fish, and wild pigs. Overall, across North America, across all the different ecoregions, across all the different seasons of the year, 4 main food items made up the diets of coyotes. Number 1, rodents. Number 2, fruit and plants. Number 3, rabbits and hares. And number 4, ungulates. Coyotes' diets were most diverse. They ate the widest range of food items in the spring of the year and also in places where coyotes lived near humans or human-altered landscapes. In the summer and the fall, coyote diets were dominated by plants and fruits, berries. So that makes sense because berry crops in the wild ripen in the late summer and the early fall. In the different ecoregions of Canada, in the boreal forest, hares made up the greatest proportion of coyote diets. In the eastern hardwood forests, ungulates made up the greatest proportion of coyote diets. And in the western forests and the prairie regions of Canada, rodents made up the greatest proportion of coyote diets. The proportion of ungulates in the coyote diets was highest in the wintertime, followed by spring. Larger coyotes tended to have higher proportions of ungulates in their diets. And this is a trend, the larger the predator, the larger the prey, that scientists have documented in carnivores all over the world. Coyotes tended to have a higher proportion of ungulates in their diets in regions of Canada where they lived with wolves. In predator diet studies, it's very impossible to tell whether the animal scavenged or was the primary predator of the prey species that it consumed. In the case of where coyotes are living with wolves, the scientists are speculating that the wolves are the primary killers of ungulates, like in the boreal and eastern hardwoods, and the coyotes are benefiting by scavenging off the wolves. Coyotes, a very complex animal with a very complex history and a very complex relationship with humans, has a very complex diet.